Hi everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my friend Dana. This is my best friend. Since how long have we been friends for? Seventh grade. Since 7th grade. Fuck, I'm all shiny. Sorry guys, I'm really sweaty because of light. Anyways, I wanted to bring her on because we had a bunch of stories to tell. And so I called her and I told her that I wanted her on my YouTube channel and that we had to do a story time, and she wanted to do about the one where she saved me when I got jumped in high school by 5 girls.
I know.
Okay, so this happened all the way in, okay, it was sophomore year, and at the time I had beef with some girl. What do you want to call her? I'm gonna put my hair up, hold on. So I had beef with some one girl named Jaylene. We're gonna call her Jaylene. So this was back when there was a website called
Ask. It was
no,
like
Form Spring.
Yeah, but
okay.
You asked a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Anonymously.
You can ask a bunch of questions and anonymously, and so like you could talk shit to people on there, whatever. And at the time in high school, me and Dana were like really bad kids. Like we were in trouble every day.
I'm ashamed.
Yeah, I'm really ashamed of this. So ghetto how we were. Like we would fight all the time. Everybody knew us because we would get in fights and
just being a whole bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, we were really bad kids. But anyways, okay, so I used to beef it with this girl named Jaylene, and I always wanted to fight her because she was like a bully to me in middle school. And when I got to high school, I was like, I'm gonna get this bitch. Like I had left Bassett, where it was where we went. I left Bassett to go to another school, and I ended up coming back, and I ended up seeing her. And I would always tell Dana, like, I want to get her. Like, I want to get her for being a bully to me.
And I wouldn't let her because it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
They didn't even go to the same school anymore.
Yeah, because she ended up going
to like the bad kids.
Yeah,
school,
she went to C school.
Bad kids get sent. So I guess we weren't that bad.
Yeah, we weren't that bad, but she was like in another school where she needed to catch up to her credits, and somehow we just started like talking anonymously to each other on Form Spring. Like it was anonymous, but we knew that
somebody was creeping on.
Yeah, we knew it was each other, and so. When me and Dana went to school, we would tell each other we were sisters because we were literally together all the time.
Everyone believed it.
Everyone believed it. Everyone believed we were sisters because
we used to go home together, and then we used to show up together.
We would come to school together. We were like walking with each other's parents and stuff.
I know.
And okay, so one day I guess word got out that I was trying to fight her and that I wanted to fight her, and she caught me by surprise. She ended up catching me. Okay, in the high school, you could leave through the front or the back, and my last class was always in the back. So I'd always leave through the back side. But I had a boyfriend who didn't come to my school, and he would walk me home from school every time he got out early. So he would meet me at the front. So one day, I was just super nice. I remember I wore my friend's sweater, and I had my hair curled. I had no rubber band. I was wearing chanclas. I looked like super cute. And I see my boyfriend right there, and I see these girls waiting, like, I see her, Jaylene specifically, and her big friend, who was like, at the time, she was a big girl. At the time, she was a big girl, and she went to our school too, and that was like her best friend, like the same way me and Dana were. That's how they were. So like, if you mess with one, like me or Dana, like if you mess with one of us, you mess with both of us. And that's kind of how it was with them too. So I seen them, and I was already like, like, no, not today. And at the time, I was by myself because. Do you want to tell them why I was by myself?
Yeah. Okay, so I was at community service, but that's a whole nother. Like, I'm not even gonna get into that.
She was like, "What were you doing? You were at a thrift store." No, she didn't do community service at a thrift store.
No, it was a community center for kids. They like babysat kids like after school. I think it was like Haven.
Okay, well she had community service because she was another bad kid. Anyways, so I'm going home and I'm holding on to my boyfriend's hand, and I had my other friend who normally walked home with me, and I see Jaylene like following me with these 5 other girls, and I'm like, oh fuck, like I have no backup. Like my friend who I was walking with, I knew she couldn't fight, and my boyfriend at the time, like he he wasn't about to hit a girl, and he knew who she was because we both went to middle school with each other, and like he knew we had beef, so he already knew what was gonna happen. And I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get fucked up, like damn. But it was literally right after school ended, so there was a bunch of like kids following us out. So there was a big crowd where I was at. So finally I got to the stop sign, and Jaylene approaches me with all her friends, and she's like, oh, so I heard you want to fight. And I wasn't gonna look like no little bitch, you know? So I was yeah, I do. Like, looking at all her friends, and I shouldn't have done that. And my boyfriend at the time was like, come on, let's go. Like, no, let's go. And I was like, no, like, because I didn't want to look like a little bitch. Like all the whole school. Like, you know how many people leave through the front. And our school...
She had a reputation to live up to.
Yeah, and our school is small. So, like, everybody knows everybody. And everybody knows when something goes on. Everybody sees, everybody hears about it. And so like I couldn't look like a bitch, so I was like like they were talking crap to me and I was talking crap to them. And like the next thing I know is I'm talking to Jaylene like face to face, and she's like, you want to fight? We'll fight now. And I'm like, no, I wanted to plan it. Like I wanted to wear my basketball shorts and like put my hair up. Like I didn't come all dressed up to school to fight. Like what the fuck? So anyways, this is what I get for talking shit. I'll always say this, like, I got my ass handed to me, whatever, I deserved it, and I learned a lesson. I learned an important lesson after this. But anyways, as I'm talking face to face, everybody's gathering around, and her friend, her bigger friend, like, socks me in the face, and I could still picture, I could still see it, like, I could still, like, envision her, like, boom, right in
that moment, she wanted you, she fucked up.
And so, like, right away, when she hit me, all the girls jumped in and hit me, and there was this little girl, like, she was shorter than me, I'm a pretty short person, but this girl was smaller, and I have never seen this girl before. She just got involved because she knew the girls, too, and mind you, that Jaylene had all of her friends like in on it. Like they all had her back. Like I want to say about 20 girls, and no one had our back.
Why was it? Because they had like some kind of crew or something, no?
No, they didn't have a crew, but like they were just like crazy friends, and like we were only friends with each other. And but it's okay because they went like most of them went to like the C school, continuation school, so we never really saw them. But we saw the bigger girl and like a couple other of her friends. So like it really was like me and her against 20 other girls, because no one else had our backs. Like no one else in school was like they were with
like, that's your shit.
Yeah, they didn't care, and I guess like we didn't care either. But so I end up getting jumped, and this little girl, we have to give her a name because my cousin ends up fighting her. Mimi. Okay, so there's Mimi, then there's Jaylene, and then there's the bigger girl. We're gonna call her Anna. Okay, so Anna's the bigger girl who socked me in the face. That's Jaylene's like best friend at the time. Jaylene was the one that I wanted to fight because I was young. I didn't know any better, you know. That's just what we did where we lived. That's the one that I was supposed to fight and that I wanted to fight, but she caught me off guard. And then her other friend, Mimi, is the one who got in it. And so they were all jumping me. And I remember, like, my boyfriend at the time, like, pushing them off of me and stuff like that because he wasn't going to hit a girl. And I didn't want him to hit a girl either anyway, so it didn't matter, you know. And I was just trying my hardest to fight back. And all of a sudden, I get up. And I just remember like getting up from the street and like thinking, damn, I got my shit rocked. I got up and I knew that I looked like a fucking mess, you guys. The sweater that I borrowed from my friend was literally fucking tore. Like all on my shoulder was tore. My shoulder was bleeding because I got dragged on the floor.
I remember the pants you were wearing too.
Yeah.
They scraped up.
My pants had holes in them. Like
it's okay. That was the style. It went into style.
I really got beat up. I remember like getting like putting like hands through my hair and like brushing it out, and just clumps of my hair was coming out. Like you could make a wig with everything. And on my walk home still, I was still like pulling out like chunks and chunks and chunks of my hair. Like, and like I knew like when I got up, I looked a mess, and I looked around me and I seen everybody looking at me. Like my friend who couldn't fight, obviously she didn't jump in because she can't fight, and I'd rather just one of us look stupid than two of us. And I see everybody looking at me, and I told myself, you have 3 seconds to make yourself look super cool and like redeem yourself. Like you better show these people that you're good. So I was all, let's go again. Like, you want to go again? Let's go again. Like, I was all, that didn't even hurt. I was all like fucked up, but I was all, that didn't even hurt. Let's go. Luckily, my boyfriend at the time, like, literally picked me up and threw me over his back and just, like, ran. And the girls were literally, like, chasing after me, like, haha, that's what you get, and blah, blah, blah. Normally, I was with her and I was with my cousin, but they weren't there, so, like, they caught me off guard. And I just remember my boyfriend telling me, like, see what happens when you want to talk shit? Like, look at what happens when you talk shit. And I was just like, yeah, fuck you, shut up. Like, I was still, like, fuck, I got jumped. Like, I didn't think that that would ever happen. I felt like hardcore, but I also felt like, fuck, you fucked up. And then I started getting phone calls from her, which I didn't tell anybody I got jumped. Everybody saw, but I didn't call anybody. Like, I walked the whole way home, like, just whatever. I don't know how did you even find out?
Darlene called me.
You have to talk louder.
Darlene called me.
Darlene.
Your cousin.
Darlene is my cousin, so
I was at community service, and I'm getting all these little phone calls, and I'm not supposed to be on my phone, and I just kept hearing it, so I picked it up, and she's like, why weren't you there?
It was so weird for her.
She was getting so mad at me. Like, she was pissed at me.
Darlene is my cousin. Darlene is my cousin, so she knew we were always together. And like, Darlene was kind of in with us too, but I don't know why she wasn't there. She was also really bad too. So like, sometimes she wouldn't be at school, or like she would be in detention and stuff. So she was just like wondering why the fuck Dana wasn't there, because like, why they let me walk home by myself.
Yeah, but so I started community service like maybe 3 weeks. Like, it had been like already 3 weeks that I was like, that was my normal thing to do, Monday through Friday after school, you know. And I wasn't there, and I felt so bad, and I got home.
What did she even tell you how she found out it got jumped?
No, I don't remember.
I don't know how she even like found out. Someone must have told her, but I don't know who.
I think Leo called her.
Who? Leo. No, I was with him the whole time.
Oh, I don't know that.
I was with him the whole time, so I don't know who told her. But anyways, I get home and she calls me, and I finally pick up the phone. Oh, because I wasn't answering because I was ashamed. I just got jumped. You know, I don't want to talk to nobody. And so I finally pick up the phone, and she's like, what happened? I'm like, dude, they caught me off guard. Like, I don't know what to do. And so she came to visit me, and this bitch brings me flowers that she finds.
Because I literally ran to
in
her
people's
house.
yards.
I ran to her
she
house.
ran to my house.
I didn't go in people's yards and pick flowers.
Where'd you get them from?
I was just passing by, you know, and like little
she brought me flowers
stick out of
like
the
I was
bush, and
dead
you're, like,
or something. She brought me flowers like I was dead. I remember like, bitch, really? Like,
okay, I was like running, and then obviously I can't freaking run all the way to her house. I wasn't some kind of fucking marathon.
We didn't have a car. Keep in mind, we're in high school when this happened, so we're like, and we're in the ghetto, so like our only transportation is our legs.
And plus, she lived freaking far from me.
I live far, so that's how you know she's a real one, because she just straight ran to my house as soon as she got word.
Yeah, like even my dad was upset because I got home. I wasn't supposed to like go. I was like under punishment and stuff like that. I got home and I tell my dad what happened, and then my dad's like, well, where were you? And I'm just like,
see, even her dad was like questioning, like, where were you? And her brother too, like, why aren't you out there? Why weren't you with her? Oh, when she brings me the flowers, I'm just like, really, bitch? Like, you know, I just got fucked up. Now you're trying to make it seem like I died. Like, they really beat me up that bad. Like, I was just like,
I got here and I come to her room. She's like laying down in her bed right there with her boyfriend, and then she's like, what's up?
I tried
like if nothing happened.
I tried not
like
nothing.
She didn't just get her shit rocked.
Oh yeah. When you called me, you're all, are you okay? When she called me, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like,
I know she.
Because I was trying to let everybody know I wasn't phased, but deep down I was fucking crying. Anyway, so the worst day is we gotta go to school the next day. My parents don't know I got jumped because I don't want to tell them. And so I tell her who jumped me, and so the only girl.
But I didn't know like who it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know who this girl was.
So who did I say was? Oh, Anna, which is Jaylene's like best friend, which is like the bigger girl. Like we're small, we're only 5 foot tall. At the time, we maybe only weighed like 110 pounds. This girl was way bigger, and she was at the time the only one who was involved that went to my school. And I told her like, this is her. She never seen her before. Like she knew who she was. Like she's seen her before, but she didn't know her name or anything. What's wrong?
I don't know.
Wanna come with me? Anyways, so she knew who she was, but she didn't know her name. Like she didn't know her specifically. So the next day at school, everybody caught wind that I got jumped, and everybody was like coming up to us, and they were asking Dana like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?"
I know, and okay, so comes lunchtime.
Dana was like, I'm gonna tell them whoever it is that jumped you, I'm gonna go up to them. So everybody was waiting for her to like do something.
Yeah. Okay, so comes lunchtime, and we normally like go say hey to my big brother. So my big brother, like we're telling him what happened, and then my big brother's all like, where were you also? And so he was like,
everybody was just wondering where she was, because it was like weird that I was by myself.
Yeah, and so my brother was like, well, go tell her something. Go tell her. And then Stevana's like, she's over there.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, yeah, Anna, she's over there. And Dana's missed, at this time, Dana used to be big and bad in high school, right? She used to get down. She used to scrap.
So I saw who she was talking about, but, okay, I wear glasses, and they're for seeing far. So I didn't exactly see the girl that I was going to. And also we were hanging around with another girl that day at lunch, so she was gonna go with me, but she was like
Samantha? Patty? Oh yeah, she was no how. She was
like she was so skinny, and you know, like she was just
she was
like
another friend that couldn't fight.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have made friends with girls who couldn't fight.
Okay, so like she's like walking with me over there, and then we get closer, and then I'm like, oh my freaking god.
I told Dina, I was like, it's that girl right there. She's all, what girl? And I'm like, that girl right there. She's all, okay. And we get closer, and she's like, wait, that girl? Because she sees how big she is.
I know.
And everybody's like waiting for Dana. Dana's all, that's the girl. And I'm like, yeah, that's the girl.
Okay, so well, I wasn't gonna like not say oh, I can't do it, because I had to.
Everybody was watching.
Yeah.
And it was for me.
Yeah. And so I go up to her, and then I was like, Anna? And she was like, what? Like, oh my god, I was like, but you know, like that wasn't my reaction, but that was just like in my head, like, oh my gosh, she could freaking just backhand me and I'll fly. But yeah, and I was just like, did you jump my sister and this and that? And I guess she was like, yeah, why, or whatever.
She just like told Dana like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't know what to say, and I was like, well, I want to fight you. And in my heart, I was like, I know, I'm fucking up, I have no chance, she's gonna fucking sit on me.
Even I was like,
she's gonna do the fucking Rakishi bottom.
I was even like, Dana's really fucking telling her something. I would have been like, oh man, maybe next time, like, you lost it, just take the L, you take the L, but Dana went
No,
for
but
it.
luckily for me, she was like, I don't want to fight or whatever, and
I know,
she
you
was
got
just
lucky.
trying to explain to me that she doesn't want to be in the drama, and this
She
and
didn't want to be
that.
in drama, but she socked me in the face.
She didn't want no drama, and I told her,
She
well, you asked for
my
the drama.
shit.
You asked for the drama when you jumped Stevana, and so, but she was basically just telling me she didn't want it, and I was like, well then, I want to fight Jaylene. And then she was
that
like,
I was originally
okay.
that I wanted to fight.
Yeah, so she's like, okay, like I'll tell her, and I was like, all right. And then that was pretty much it.
I think because also it was her senior year, so she didn't.
She had a lot of things to think about.
Yeah,
probably like prom and all of that shit.
You couldn't graduate.
Yeah, they were already cracking down on the little ghetto people.
Yeah. So was it that day that they were looking for you?
No, it was the next day.
After you guys fought 1-on-1? So that same day when she goes up to Jaylee, when she goes up to Anna.
Oh, I started, that little website, what was it called?
Oh, Formspring.
So I started getting messages saying that I was next.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
This was, that I was next.
They would laugh at me. They would send me messages anonymously and be like, haha, you guys, they would tease me.
You got your ass hooped, remember? They wrote
to her, they said, I heard your sister got hooped, but they meant to say hopped. We were just like trying to like come up with slick answers, and so after they beat me up, they were sending her messages on Formspring like, you're next, you better.
Oh yeah.
And it was all my fault.
Yeah. But I mean, whatever.
So the very next day, this is such a trip, but the very next day, so when they jumped me, they only came with 5 girls. The very next day, they came looking for her, saying she's next, and they must have came with like 25 girls. So many girls at the like the
that's what everyone was telling me.
Yeah, and she didn't know because she was at community service.
Community service.
She got lucky
Thank
this
God.
whole time. She didn't
God.
get jumped. She didn't have to fight the big girl. Like I was like, damn, like she's blessed. Like
yeah. So I get a phone call too, and like they're like, oh, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at community service, and then they're like, oh, cause they're looking for you at school. First it was at school, and then everyone knew where I fucking lived.
She lived across, like right across the street from high school. You just go like literally across the street and you're there.
Yeah, and so I keep getting calls, like people bugging me, like, where are you? Like they're
because they thought she was home, so they wanted her to come out.
And then some people like trying to like tell me like, oh, like I'll go over there for you too, and whatever, but I wasn't freaking there, so I was like, go home. Nothing's gonna happen because I'm not there, so no worries.
Literally, the school police came and those girls jammed out, so they didn't get to jump her, which I'm glad they didn't, because that was way more girls than they were gonna jump me with, and this was all my fault. Like this all started because of me. And then so I guess the next day she said that's when she went to go talk to Anna, saying that she wanted to fight him because she didn't like that they jumped me. And my cousin Darlene was in on it too, and she was like, oh, well, I want to fight the other little girl, Mimi, the one who just got into it for no reason. She I guess she just like automatically jumped in it, so my cousin jumped in it. So they ended up messaging some girls that also went to that C school, and they were in a crew, you guys. They were like fucking hardcore. Like they had those gangster names and shit. Like they would really like get down.
And we weren't in a crew.
Yeah, we weren't in a crew. We were just ourselves.
We were just each other, and so we happened to know, like we were like okay with some other girl. Like I guess she was like head of some other.
She was head of that crew.
And I guess so. I told her like, hey, they're trying to jump me, and I'm just trying to fight her one-on-one. She's trying to do this and that, like, and so I guess she ended up telling Jaylene, like, you know what, you're gonna fight her one-on-one, and if you try to jump or whatever, like, everyone's gonna jump you.
Yeah, so they were saying that like they're gonna set it up one-on-one so that she could fight Jaylene and that my cousin could fight Mimi, and after that it was over, and if anybody tried to jump in on them, that like they were gonna beat them up because that's not fair. And like they were really close to us. Like luckily those girls that were from the like crew that set it up, like they were really close to us, so like they had our backs. So after school we were like, all right, we're gonna, I could not fight. I wanted to fight, but you guys, I got beat up so fucking bad. My entire body was sore. I felt like I wasn't put in a car, like in a car crash, because I couldn't even move my neck. I couldn't move, like I was just, my whole back was scraped. We had already planned the day, and it was after school, and I remember I only talked to this guy maybe one time. He was my friend, and he had just got a car, and we were only like 16 or 15, and he had just got a car, and I was like, hey, can you give us a ride? Like we need a ride to this little street where like to drop us off. And he was like, yeah, sure. Like I never seen him, I never talked to him after this day. Like I hope he's doing good. He, like, we all lapped it, and it was me, my 2 cousins, her, and we rolled up, and everybody met each other, and they just started going at it, and that was like the biggest like thing that anybody has ever done for me. Like her and my cousin, like I give it up to them. Like that was really, the neighbors came outside, you guys. The neighbors came outside, and they were all watching, and like it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I was like, wow, this is really my life right now. Like, I'm gonna stop talking shit because
And like the way this fight started, I guess eventually, all I remember is unfortunately me and Jaylene, nobody got each other to the ground. Me and her were just
even
fist fighting. None of us fell on the floor or anything. Like, so I didn't rock her shit. She didn't rock mine either. So I guess whatever, all the time.
My cousin ended up like getting Mimi really bad that they just pulled her off.
She beat the shit out of her. Her cousin, don't mess with her.
She was really strong.
Don't mess with her.
So, I mean, after that, everything just kind of, like, dropped. I mean, there was still a little drama after, but, like, we told each other, Jaylene said, like, after this, like, she didn't want to go no more, and I was like, that's fine, you know, like, whatever. I don't want to get jumped again. So I was like, it's cool. And then, I mean, that's really all it was. That's the story about how I got saved. Damn. Keep in mind,
I had to fight for her honor.
Keep in mind, guys, this was in high school. We were immature. The place where we grew up, it wasn't like a good area, so like there was fights all the time. There was like crews, there was gangs that we were around all the time, and like, so we're really immature. We're way past that now, but like it's still like a funny story that we talk about. It's really funny because my mom never knew, like my mom had always like thought something was going on at school, but she never knew, like always kept it a secret. And one time we were in my kitchen and my mom was there and we were talking about like funny things that used to, like, that happened to us before, and Dana straight in front of my mom goes, hey, remember that time you got jumped? All like thinking it's funny, and my mom looks at me and I'm like, you fucking bitch, shut up.
Cause what is she gonna do? It happened.
I never spoke to those girls, but I know that they're like doing good. I wish them all the best. This is my best friend. I'm so lucky to have her.
Yeah, likewise. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, we have way more stories to tell that I want to like put out there because they're just so. Let's talk about the time we ran from the cops, and out of all people, I got caught.
She's so dumb. She tried to hide behind a car.
Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure did learn my lesson from talking shit. I don't do it anymore. I'm way more mature now, way more past that. Dana's a mom now, so she's good now. And yeah,
I'm not about that life.
Yeah, me neither. We retired. Thumbs up if you guys like this video, or even if you watched it throughout the whole thing. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.